Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today we're going to be looking at this very interesting box. This is from Tangzu Audio. My first actual Tangzu, I believe. This is HBB, so it's another collaboration. Nv, very good, dual dynamic driver. So let's get into this. I've had a chance to listen to these. I really like these, especially for like rock music. Obviously, I've opened them up because I wouldn't have been able to listen to them. Just trying to show the box. There you have your different tips. You have your balanced and your wide tips, and those white ones that they're showing right there, those are the default ones that are on it. They're a different tip altogether. These tips are kind of interesting. If you can see, they have like this texture to them. So very, very interesting tips indeed. I'll put those down and I will put this back. Let me just get this out of the way. So okay, you do get this case here. I'm going to actually put these up on there, and I just knocked my notes out of the way. So you get this nice case, which reminds me of the Truth Air case. I think that was Truth Air that came with it. There's that. Interesting cable. I thought there were other tips in here. Apparently not. Usually I put an extra set so I can just go back and forth. I find the size for me. Look at the construction on this. It's all resin. These are these tips that I told you about. They have like a frosted effect on them. You can see the two drivers right there. Beautiful colors. I don't know if he had any, if he helped design the colors on it, but what a beautiful color scheme. This red with the black in the background and this nice gold. Very, very, very pretty looking. It's really, really good. This cable is unique. It is braided like, but it is all rubberized. Like a very soft and just easy feeling rubber. Wow, I would love a cable like this for my headphones. A couple of the headphones that I have. This is really nice material. So I like the cable. Obviously, it's not the thickest, most lush cable in the world, but it is a really nice cable. And these are a beautiful design. Try to see if I can keep them there with catching the light, because they're really, really pretty looking. So you get the cable, you get the case, and you get the units. Now, obviously that kind of guitar pick shape, very, very comfortable, good seal, depending on when you get the right, size. It is medical grade resin. And it is a 0.78 2-pin connector with a 3.5 millimeter connector there. Fully rubberized cable. Unique air tips that it says in-house developed air tips. And let's see. Okay, I'm just going to try to find the specs here. None of that is what I'm looking for. I lost my notes because I accidentally hit the keyboard. I suppose I can get the specs right off the box and read them to you, since they're not listed here in my notes. I looked on HeadFi and it was posted without the specs either. So let's get into the specs right here. It is a dual dynamic driver. And I'm going to hold it up to me so I can actually see it, because I can't see it through the monitor. 10 ceramic, I guess it's a 10 millimeter ceramic diaphragm dynamic driver, and a 8 PU LCP dynamic driver as well. So you have a 10 and an 8 millimeter. Sensitivity is 98 decibels. And 7 to 20 kilohertz. Impedance is 8.5 ohms. It's kind of unique. Cable is a 4-braided OFC cable, and it's 1.2 meters, which is basically every cable with few exceptions. It's a 2-pin 0.78 millimeter connector, and that's basically the gist of it. And it was tuned professionally, it says. So, beautiful. Really beautiful. Okay, so what do I like about these? Okay, these are bass-focused IMs. So, that said, these are going to have some really good bass. Bass is very clear, has some decent speed. The overall sound on these is good, obviously V-shape. I'm going to get into my notes once again. So, bass definitely is boosted, more so than your average, IM that has like a balanced sound. And I think the rest of it is I think the bass is more toward the emphasis on the bass with nice, warm, dynamic sounding bass. It's big bass. It's not a overbearing bass. I just actually had a pair of TWS's that were really powerful bass, and it kind of gets annoying if you're listening to certain types of music. This isn't one of those. Really, really good bass. But if you listen to like classic rock and there isn't a lot of bass, you can actually hear the mid bass, the slam of the drums, and everything. Very good as well. I think that this is definitely good for bass heads. You're listening to bass boosted music. I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised with this. Getting into the mid-range, we have like a nice warmish kind of neutral sounding mids. They have more of a smooth detail to them. They're lush. They have a nice thickness. They're not overly thick, but they're definitely not thin. They're like as far away from thin as you can imagine. I don't think they're as thick as, what was the other one the JoJo. Nothing like that. They're good mids. They're just enjoyable, kind of lush, warm, thick mids. They have kind of a neutralish sound to them, but there is warmth there. I don't think they're overly bright in the upper mid-range, but both male and female vocals sound really, really good on this. Treble-wise, now the treble is good. It has some really excellent control. It's not the highest detailed treble that I've ever heard. It's more on the smooth side, but it does have plenty of energy there, plenty of details, nice sparkle, nice extension. It's not overly done. It just comes in, it gives you those hint of the cymbals and stuff like that, and then it just goes away. It is definitely not harsh by any standards. So I like that. I do like treble sensitive people. Yep, this set will be for you. Bass heads, yeah. Well, I don't think it is technically a bass head IM, although it does have some excellent bass. And it could be a bass head IM. So change of tips, who knows? Put on some foamies on this. I don't know. I didn't put any foamies on this. I don't usually use foamies, to be quite honest. I like silicones better. Foamies are more towards something that was just, it didn't fit in my ears right. So I tried a foam, or I wasn't getting a good enough seal. For the most part, I tried the hundreds of different silicone tips that I have. And these tips are very good too. I'd like to actually buy these tips to use on different things. So good treble, good mid-range, great bass. That good, really, we use the term quality bass a lot of times. This is quality and quantity, and that's not easy to find. So yeah, really, really good. I thought that the soundstage on this, while it wasn't like super wide, it was wide enough. Wide enough to actually do gaming pretty decent and stuff like that, but it's not overly wide. This isn't the, most technical set. This is a fun set, an enjoyable set, and kind of a smooth, kind of relaxing set. There's a few ones out there that did a good job with this. I'm trying to think of a few right now. The only thing I can think of is the cadenza. I think this is better than the cadenza. Honestly, it's newer, and just overall, I like it better. Keyboard shut off. Technically, like I said, not the most technical, but still has enough details, still does, really separation and everything in the layering, very, very good. Instruments sound the way they're supposed to sound. It has a good natural kind of tone to it overall. So that is very decent. Build-wise, good. I don't know. The cable is subjective. I mean, I don't know if people... It is kind of sticky, so it's going to kind of stick to your clothes when you're moving around and stuff. But I do love the rubberized. It's just so smooth. I can't remember... I know. My Edifier headphones, I think, had a cable like that. And I actually loved it. But it does get caught on certain material clothes. Anyway... I don't know why my lights are going out. Probably because we're in the middle of a rainstorm, but I keep losing lighting a little bit. So I'm going to let you go, and thank you so much for watching. Be safe, and I will see you in the next video.